What is going on, guys? Jacob here, Miami Dolphins Syndicate. This is going to be a little bit of a preview. We did previews all of last year. We didn't do preview for the first game of the preseason. However, this is going to be a little bit of a probably shortened preview. We'll see what it ends up being by the time we get done with this for the Dolphins' second preseason game, taking on the Commanders on Saturday, second preseason game. I'll be at that game. Donovan will be at as well. He was at the first one. I was not at the first one. I was out on vacation, as well as I don't have season tickets anymore. Quick, as this video gets started, let me know down below, do you have season tickets for the Dolphins? If so, where are your seats? You know, what's your view look like? I used to have seats, section 304, row 17, I think, seats, whatever. It was on the end of the row, so I think 23 and 24, but it's just too expensive. So let me know down below in the comments if you still have Dolphin season tickets and where they're at. But yeah, will not be there for the majority of the season. I might go to a game or two, but I will be there on Saturday, and I'm actually really excited for this game against the Commanders for a multitude of reasons. So first, when you look at how Mike McDaniel has handled the preseason, he's been pretty consistent year in, year out now in his third year with the Dolphins. He's done the same exact thing for the first game of the preseason now in all three times that he's been the Miami Dolphins coach. Pretty much no starters, maybe some fringe guys that potentially could get a starting role. However, the certified starters like Tua was not out there. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, your guys on defense like Jalen Ramsey, not going to be a part of the festivities for the first game. However, game 2 and game 3, he has played starters in both games for game 2 and 3 going into the preseason. So just to get a look at the starters, and again, the obvious guys, you know, Tua is going to be out there. Tyreek Hill might get a few snaps. Jalen Waddle get a few snaps. But I'm more interested in the guys that maybe starters, maybe fringe guys, and then seeing them run with the starters and see what the splits look like. So for instance, I think the most entertaining one to look at is what is this running back group going to look like? Just in a preseason game, you get very limited snaps. However, who is on the field more in the backfield behind, alongside Tua, whatever the case may be? I want to see who is the 1A going into this. I think that's one of the most interesting things to see, because I think a lot of people expect Devon Achane to step up and have a bigger role this year with the team than he did last year. Obviously held back by injuries. He was a rookie, so already had that going against him. I am a little more resigned to believing that it's going to still be 1A, as in Raheem Mostert 1A, Devon Achane 1B. Was listed sometimes as like a 12th starter for the Dolphins last season, but I just don't think he has the physicality and ability to play as a true workhorse running back. So I think Raheem Mostert is still going to end up as the lead horse in this backfield. So seeing what the snap differences look like, let's say Tua is out there for 12, I would very much expect to see something like Raheem Mostert out there for 7 snaps, Devon Achane out there for 4 or 5 snaps, maybe Chris Brooks in there on third down, and that does not add up to 12. That's more than 12, because I do expect the Dolphins to use multiple sets where you see multiple running backs on the field at the same time, see Devon Achane line up in the slot, see both running backs line up in the backfield, a whole host of different alignments which we've seen the Dolphins use last year. So I'm really excited to see how this offense is going to look. I'm going to be excited to see how some of the vets maybe fill in for a preseason game. We haven't heard a lot from guys like Calais Campbell, who joined the team, that honestly I forgot that he's even on the team. So just getting a first look at maybe a veteran who might get some work that we haven't seen on the team before. Calais maybe won't, because he is up there in age, so you might want to preserve some of the legs that you get there in an older, more experienced guy in Campbell. But some of the newer guys coming into the team that are likely going to be shoehorn starters from day one, from week one, seeing their first work as a Dolphin. Just different packages that starters on both sides of the field, how this defense is going to look now that we have more starters playing in this game number 2 of the preseason. So very excited to see how this team looks when the starters are out there, and of course seeing how the camp battles continue to go on. We talked about the winners and the losers from the first preseason game, and how there wasn't a lot to be excited about out of the quarterback room. Just another opportunity for those guys to prove themselves. Mike White and Skylar Thompson offer very different things. Mike White, very much a traditional pocket passer, is going to stay back and try to just deliver with what the offense is given. And Skylar Thompson is trying to be reined into more of a pocket guy instead of showing off the athleticism and rolling out to the pocket, which he's very comfortable doing and is the most athletic quarterback on the team. However, he's trying to just learn to be a pro NFL quarterback in the pocket. Is something that Skylar Thompson has struggled with. So seeing the dynamic between those two guys, who gets out there first. It was Skylar Thompson who got the start in the first preseason game, and then Mike White came in, I believe it was for the second half. So seeing that dynamic, see who is still the backup quarterback as of now. So excited to see those things. And I'm really excited to see, I think most in part, how the Dolphins handle rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels and the Commanders team in general, because there's so many moving parts and so many changes that we've seen from this Commanders team from where they were a year ago. You're talking about Sam Howell, you're talking about Ron Rivera, you're looking at a very different team, just coach, quarterback, and then from there on out, just fill in the gaps of how this team is going to be different. Bring in Dan Quinn, used to be head coach of the Falcons, spent some really good years, really serviceable years with the Cowboys. I was kind of surprised that the Commanders went right back with a defensive-minded coach like they did, but they did, and pretty much the same vein going from Ron Rivera to Dan Quinn. Had some success earlier in their career as a head coach, then moves to a DC role, gets the job. So what a Dan, or I think I said Dan Campbell in there a few times. Dan Quinn, if I said Dan Campbell, oh well. Dan Quinn, how a team run by Dan Quinn looks like here in 2024, but especially how Jaden Daniels looks. Electric rookie. Big arm, has a beautiful deep ball that he can just loft down the sidelines, and that's what we saw, I believe it was, for his first completion as a Commander in the preseason game last week against the Jets. Just a beautiful ball down the right sideline that he was able to connect with one of his receivers with. Obviously has the ability to get outside the pocket and make a play with his legs. Second overall pick. The talent is there. Whether it's going to be there in year one or not is obviously up in the air. Caleb Williams looks really good. All the rookie quarterbacks in general, I want to say, looked really good. Drake May was fine. J.J. McCarthy, the meniscus injury, that's obviously unfortunate for him, but the rookie quarterbacks have been showing up and showing out so far early on in preseason. Even the likes of like Spencer Rattler and Joe Milton, obviously for the Patriots, has looked really exciting. Getting to see a look at Jaden Daniels, potentially a star in the making, somebody who just came to the league and is quite unrefined, but has the talent, has the athleticism, has the ability to be a top-tier guy in the league. And the Dolphins had some issues against some more athletic quarterbacks. I remember back to the Bears game a few years ago, Justin Fields just absolutely ran all over us. So you're going to face a team that itself doesn't know its own identity. So as a team preparing against a team that doesn't know its own identity, how do you match up? How do you plan the week coming up when they don't necessarily know what their strengths are? So as a team trying to combat that, how do you then try to address the strengths of a team that, again, doesn't know what their own strengths are? That's going to be a very interesting test for the Dolphins, from coaching staff all the way down to quarterbacks. So many different things that you're going to be seeing with this Commanders team. And I hope to see Jaden Daniels get a real run out there against both the Dolphins starters and the Dolphins backups to really put them to the test and really put him to the test, because rookie quarterback, it's good to get these reps. The same exact game, same exact week. Last year, week 2 of the preseason, the Dolphins were playing rookie quarterback CJ Stroud, number 2 overall pick, and we saw how his first year went as a Texan. Maybe same trajectory, obviously a really difficult feat to achieve the bar that CJ Stroud has set for rookies, for Jaden Daniels to be able to get that good of a rookie season. But he's electric, he's entertaining, he's going to be probably a really good player in this league, can do so many things well, and is going to be a massive player for the Commanders for these next few years, for good or for bad. He is their guy for probably at the very least the next 3 years, and we'll see how good he is. I like the Dolphins getting this test against a younger kid. We don't know how good they are. He doesn't really know how good he is. See how it goes against a very dynamic, very talented player. Again, seeing the starters out there, it's nice. It's been a while since we've got to see the real Dolphins players, the ones you're going to see there, 90% of the time on Sundays when the Dolphins are out there playing real regular season football. So it'll be nice to see. It'll be nice to get back in Hard Rock Stadium. It's been a while. I'm going to miss not having my season tickets. Section, again, 304. I think it's row 17. Pretty sure row 17, 23, and 24. If by any chance you have those tickets, absolute legend, because those seats are freaking fantastic. It's in the west end zone. Yeah, the west end zone. I mean, if somebody had a good enough boot through the uprights, almost directly middle of the uprights is where those seats are. So I'm going to miss not having Dolphin season tickets this year, but I'm excited to get back in the stadium. Again, hopefully we'll get back into the stadium for some regular season games. But as for now, I'll enjoy this game, and if you're going to be at the game, let us know. We've already met one of you guys before at a practice, and that was really cool to see, because obviously small channel here, small Dolphins channel, to run into fans in public was a bit surreal for us. So if you're watching the videos and you ever see us at a game in public, whatever, say hi, shake our hands. We're just regular people that like to talk about the Dolphins. So by all means, feel free to do so. Hope everybody enjoys the game. I'm not going to really, I'm not big into predicting how preseason games are going to go. I'd probably expect the Commanders to win this, as they have more of a need to keep their starters out there longer than we do, and they have more identity issues than we do. So if anybody was going to win that I'd bet money on, I'd probably say the Commanders, but I'm never going to come out here and say the Dolphins are going to lose. Enjoy the game. Let us know your thoughts. What are you excited to see for this game coming up? Are you excited to see Tua? Are you excited to see how this offense works? And just another year of Mike McDaniel, the new faces, especially on defense. Let us know what you're excited to see. Jaden Daniels, obviously, it's the one time a year where you can not necessarily root for an opposing player, but when you're in preseason, it doesn't matter who wins or loses. It's a opponent on the other conference, so it doesn't even matter in terms of bragging rights, really. It's fun to see. It's fun to see a kid go out there, his first few reps as a pro. I hope the best for Jaden Daniels. I'm excited to watch him. If you're excited to watch the game, let us know by hitting that like button down below. While down there, hit that sub button. Appreciate y'all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Go Dolphins.